Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Jason and Dave. So, gentlemen, you both have teenagers. You both have teenagers, and I feel like you do the kind of films and the kind of television shows that teenagers would love. But I have often heard from my friends that sometimes kids can't separate the fact that it's their parents in shows and they don't love them much. Do your kids like the work you're doing?
My son could care less. I don't. I've not gotten any cool points for being in movies. He's more interested in kind of YouTubers. He's kind of into that thing. He's into rappers. Ballers. He's impressed by that. Me, not so much. But it's always kind of been that way. He grew up with me, in wrestling. He was that little baby with me in the wrestling ring, and he kind of grew up with it. And I'm just his dad. I think more than anything, he just wishes I was home more. But as far as career goes, he's not impressed.
What about you, Jason?
My kids love it, and they love being on set. They're on set with me everywhere. I mean, they're friends with everyone. They love it's always Uncle Drax. They love Batista. They love Affleck and Gall and Ezra. So they kind of grew up on it, and I thank God. The first big movie that they ever went to was Dune, and it was really heart wrenching sitting next to my children because it was pretty heavy, but they're both like, this is my favorite movie, Papa. So it was really special to take them to that. So I'm excited for the world to see it. But yeah, I'm still in the good books, man.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. This was very impressive. I guess this was you, Dave. You basically I think a lot of people would say it's hard to get a project started in Hollywood. You basically tweeted that the two of you should do a Lethal Weapon style movie, and it's basically everybody just jumped right on board.
Yeah, it's a new one for me as well, and I just kind of put it out there because sometimes I kind of gauge interest on Twitter. If you throw something out there, people automatically respond like they're super hot for it. But man, it's because I thought the idea was great, and I always I thought it was. It's really Jay is so funny, man. He's got such a charisma and such an energy. I feel like it hasn't been on full display on films or television. And I thought about that because we talked about doing another project together. And I thought, man, it'd be great if the world could see that side of Jay, man, because that side is just, it's amazing. But I always think they focus on, Jay's got such a great dramatic actor. I think that really gets focused on, and they lose sight of, how funny he is and how charismatic he is. And I think it's, something that I wanted to be a part of. So anyway, that's how the idea started with me. And then I started thinking of the Riggs and Murtaugh relationship, and I thought it's perfect for us because I hit him up. I said, man, you can be sexy and charming, and I'll just be old and grouchy. It's just like, it's perfect.
I will say, obviously we were introduced to you, a lot of us, Jason, on Game of Thrones, and you were very serious. And there was a photo recently from David Benioff's birthday with you and your co-star Emilia Clarke. And I think this is the side of you that Dave is talking about, the more fun, the lighthearted side that we didn't get to see at Game of Thrones.
There he is. My favorite show on earth was Saturday Night Live. I was raised next to that TV watching Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, the world's about to see it, man.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask, Dave, obviously we can see today, we actually have someone who dresses like you on the show named Mike Scollins. He's a writer. He has far less impressive arms, but he is looking to get his first tattoo. Dave, what was your first tattoo, and did you regret it?
Yeah, it was. So my first tattoo, it was when I was really young, and I didn't want anybody to see it. I especially didn't want my dad to see it. I didn't want to get in trouble for getting a tattoo. I was pretty young. And so, yeah, it was on my ass. I got my tattoo on my ass, and it was really bad. It was just cheesy, and I got it from this old redneck in Arlington, Virginia, and I told him where I wanted it, and he shaved my butt, and then he's in a little rolling chair, and he rolls up to my face, and he goes, "Man, are you sure you want this on your ass?" And I was like, yeah. And I said, "Yeah." So he put it there, and like a week or two after that, I regretted it, and I lived with it for years. And I got ragged on so much throughout wrestling, being in the shower one night. I was like, "What's that on your ass?" And I was like, so I finally got it covered up, and I think around 2007, I just got it covered up with the.
What the hell was it?
Oh, remember, I was very young. And this was also the 80s, but it was just like cement-looking heart, and around it said "Heart of Stone." And when I saw it, I was like, "Man, that's tough."
Heart of Stone, man. I love it.
I'm still living it down, man.
Yeah. Also, I was alive in the 80s, and that wasn't okay then. You was the 80s, man.
Help me out here, man. Don't leave me hanging out by myself here. Support me in this.
Hey, I want to thank you both for being
We'll
here.
both sweat.
Jason, I want to thank you for being the one who asked Dave what the tattoo was. And thank you so much for making the time for us today. It was great talking to you both.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Be well. The season 2 finale, the season 2 finale of C premieres on Apple TV Plus October 15th.